Live. We're live. Good morning, everyone. It's a lovely first 2nd of September, and we're excited to have you with us. We're here on Spirit Sessions, episode 35, and light us up, heart us up, share us out, because we have a very special guest today. You want a message or to be activated? Well, stay tuned. And if you want somebody else in your life to be activated or have a message, please share this out to your friends and families and all to your groups, because this is going to be a really fun and special show. I know Bex is super excited to introduce our guest this morning. I'd like you all to know that Bex Marie is here. Teresa is here, and she'll be introducing our special guest. Please stay tuned. We'll give the people who won the last week's share out special, who has won a session with me. This week you get to win one with Bex Marie, so share it out. Okay, Bex, who have we got with you, your hero and great person that we have today? We're so excited.
So excited, because he's been such an important role in my being able to come into my power and my confidence and be able to do what I do and share the things that I love. And it was about 2 years ago that I was in the spiritual journey, searching for ways to connect with others and understand what we were all going through. And I had messed with cards before and, stuff like that, but never publicly, never out in the open. It was kind of something I did on my own, and never really understood myself as an intuitive or anything like that, or an empath. But I somehow found Ron Schaefer on Lightworkers of the World. He was doing a live, and his energy and his confidence and the way that he delivered his messages blew me away. I remember just sitting there watching him in awe, thinking, I would love to be able to do what he does. I would love to be able to sit and just let it all, just let it all flow through, to be an open channel and just let everything flow through and inspire others and be there to hold space for others in their growth and development. Of course, at that time, that was just, I would love that someday, maybe. Who knew that now, 2 years later, I'd be able to do what he does, although he's just absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. And watching him do his angelic toning was taking me to places that I'd never experienced, energetically, vibrationally. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce you all to him today. So we have with us the amazing Ron Schaefer, who is a published author, an intuitive channel, and Jedi. And welcome, Ron. We're so happy to have you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor and such a pleasure to be able to share this space with all of you. And it's just going to be absolutely an amazing time we're going to have today.
Absolutely. So, Ron, can you tell us a little bit about how you came into being able to do this intuitive channeling and all of that? When did you first notice that you had these abilities?
Well, just like everyone else, I've always been super interested into the paranormal, psychic phenomenon, and anytime there was a TV show about it, you better believe I was glued to that television set being like, tell me more, because it always felt like, okay, if these people can do it, then I should be able to do it. And I always kind of, tried it, and, I do it a little bit here, a little bit there. But it wasn't until about 2011 that I really started diving into it like deeply, doing daily meditations, getting cards and all of that. And then, I finally just kind of put myself out there, because I had two wonderful friends who were like, Ron, you're really good at this. Put yourself out there. And so that's what I did. And then the response was phenomenal response. And I was like, oh my gosh, people are loving this. People are loving the messages. And it was just so liberating, freeing, and such an expansive, and continues to be an expansive experience.
I can totally resonate with that in so many ways. Being able to do that, finally open yourself up and connect with others in that way has just been so life-changing, not just for the people that I get to work with, but the people that, and again, you changed my life. So, if that's not speaking for what we're doing, it's so clear. So I know that today we really want to talk about unfolding now. What does that mean to you?
Well, unfolding now is really about stepping into your greatness now, not stepping into your greatness 2 years from now, not stepping into your greatness, 5 years from now, but stepping into the miraculous mindset that you are, into that Christed consciousness, into that higher vibration, into that joy, that fulfillment, whatever it is you want to call it, and bringing it in now. And, a lot of people may say, well, that sounds really great in theory. We're not talking theory. We're talking practicality to unfold now. There is a old, I believe it is Indian myth of how everyone in the world used to be, and I actually saw this on a friend of mine's page, and I loved it. But everyone used to be divine in their divinity. But then it was said that humanity misused their divinity. And so, all the gods of India got together and were like, hey, what are we going to do about this? And they said, oh, well, let's go, bury it in the earth. And, the head god said, no, because if we do that, eventually they'll dig down deep enough. And then another one said, well, why don't we hide it in the highest mountain, their divinity? No, because they're eventually going to climb that mountain. And they said, oh, what? They'll never look in the ocean. No, eventually they'll go there. Well, no, let's hide it in the stars. Well, no, because eventually they'll go to the stars. I said, where can we hide it that they'll never look? And then, the lead god Brahma said, we'll hide it within them because they'll never look there, which is so true. We are always looking out here for the happiness, for the fulfillment, for the joy, for the activation. All of those things that you are seeking you, but they're seeking you from within here, not out here. And so, to start to have this process of unfolding now, it is about going within. And, everyone talks about this going within. And it's not so much about looking at darkness, because a lot of people will have you believe it's, oh, I got to go in and look at my junk, look at my darkness. It's about bringing your light that you are into those dark crevices. So it's not about bringing darkness to the light. It's about bringing light to the darkness, because light dispels darkness. It does not fight it. It does not battle it. It simply knows it's not real, and it just dispels. Think about when you go into a dark room. There's darkness everywhere. You can't see anything, but you put your hand on the wall, you find the light switch, you put it up, the darkness disappears. It's not that the light bulb is trying to fight the darkness. You don't see it sitting there being like, oh, punching it, or half the room is light, half the room is dark. It's all light.
That's such a great analogy. I love that one.
Too. I got chills all over. Rhonda, who's with us today?
There's lots of people with us. I'm sorry, I did a boo-boo. I've never done this. I posted it to my page, but I've shared it out to the Academy, so it's on the Akashic Academy page first. Anyways, it's been one of those mornings.
It's all right.
So everybody like this out and share it out from the Akashic Academy page or my page, wherever you are. We have a lot of our normal people here. I shouldn't say, a lot of our regular listeners here. Cindy is here, Casey is here, Dallas, Aries, Veronica is here, Chris Ullman is here. We have Christy joining us. Carol Hartley is joining us, and Cassandra Fairless Lee is joining us. Everybody's sharing it and liking it out. I'm very happy everyone's made it this morning. This is going to be a great show. Thank you so much for that analogy. That's just, I'm writing that one down.
Absolutely. And that actually brings me to the next thing I wanted to ask you. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but I know that there's been a lot of density clearing out in the collective right now, and a lot of people are having a hard time really moving through that energy. A lot of purging and a lot of really heavy stuff to work through. How can we use the unfolding of now to really help us move through that energy easier and with more awareness?
The best way that we can begin to use this energy is, with this purge, all this really means is we are bringing light to these darkened places. So to unfold now is not to, number one, don't pour pink paint over it. Don't try to be like, oh, it's all sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, because there are going to be times when you don't feel like it's sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, and that's okay. We are here to, in my view, remember how to think like the divine, how to think with love. And so if something comes up, you allow it to come up. And then, whatever practice you want to use, be it Reiki, be it A Course in Miracles, be it Buddhism, be it Judaism, whatever it is that you want to use to process this, that's what you use. And then you remember that it is temporary. It is not the eternal state of who you are, because the eternal state of who you are is love. You've simply taken, we could say, a detour. And, you can take two detours. You always have the choice. You could take the road that has no end, which is the road of suffering, where you begin to self-indulge in those darker emotions. And everyone has a tendency to do it. I do it sometimes. My friends do it. I'm sure you ladies have done it from time to time, where it seems like it's just too much. It's intolerable. I can't do it. And we seem to go down that spiral. And we have to stop ourselves and say, okay, do I want to be right about this? Or do I want to be happy? Because that's the road that has an end, is happiness. Happiness has an end, and the end of that road is more happiness, more joy, more bliss, more fulfillment. The road of suffering never ends. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse until you get to such a point that you're just like, there's nothing left. And that is the ego's whole idolatry. The whole idea behind it is to get you to the point where you believe that you are nothing, because that's what it wants you to believe. We can see the ego, which is what's kind of coming up right now for a lot of people, some darker things that the ego has hidden away in the subconscious mind, now rising up to just be let go of, to realize that that is not the truth of who you are. Because from my studies of A Course in Miracles, what I see the ego as is this big ball, okay? And so we have a big ball of light and just a ball. We're not going to say it's dark. We're not going to say it's anything. It's just another big ball. And so we have the truth of who we are, a ball of light. And then we have this false ball. And what we've done is we've allowed the false ball to really make us think that's who we are. We're this false thing. We're just a body. We're just this. We're just that. When in fact, we are the greatness of love. Because what created us? Unconditional love created us. So that means unconditional love made you unconditionally loving. Unconditional care made you caring. That's what we have to remember. So any of these things that are coming up are merely here to show you that that's not who you are. And that's where we have to, it's a very old term, but rebuke it. Say, no, this is not true. We call the liar a liar, because that's what the ego is. We think that it has our best interest at heart. But in fact, alcohol doesn't have your best interest at heart. Oh yeah, it makes you feel good for a minute or two, but it's out to kill you. It's not out to inconvenience you. It's out to tell you, no, you are unworthy of love. It's out to tell you, you are unworthy of this, unworthy of that. That's the whole ego, mindset. And that's what we have to say, no, I am entitled to love. I am entitled to joy. I am entitled to peace. I am entitled to all of these things. And to remember that. So this unconscious darkness that is arising, allow it to rise and allow it then to be released. Don't get self-indulgent in the poor, pitiful me victimhood mentality, because you get stuck there, then you are on the road that has no end, the road of suffering. And no one wants to suffer. And I like to use the analogy of, yes, you are going to have instances in your life that cause you pain. Let's say, you bump your toe against a dresser. Well, okay, there is that momentary pain, but you don't have to stay with that pain, because it's the moment you begin to say, oh, this pain, and constantly focus on it, that you begin to suffer, even though you may have bumped your toe 2 hours ago.
Oh, I could listen to you all day. It's such an important message, really, because I mean, I keep seeing so many people are identifying with the suffering and identifying with the purging right now. And it's hard because, you know, if somebody's in that space, you can hold a light for them, but until they're ready to pull themselves through it, that's all you can do, you know, is really just hold space for them and be a light to help them remember who they are. So I think the way that you phrased it was just so important for people to be able to connect to and remember, and that you don't have to stay there. You know, the more energy we give to it, the more it exists, right? We talked about that a little bit in our pre-meeting, is about what we focus our energy on is what is real to us, you know? So it's really about pulling our energy away from that and moving it into a direction we want to be, a place we want to experience and all of that. So I love that you're able to really bring light to that more. Rhonda, are there any comments or questions?
Yeah, she says, I've been going through that. Veronica says she's been going through that for the past 30 years. She's letting go. And Brenda says, by loving yourself and your worthiness and setting, what she said, Brenda was saying, we allow experience without resistance. So, yeah. And Juanita Whalen says, God bless you all. Yes, no resistance. And it reminds me of, I see all these posts about empaths, and it's sort of like the dark and bad side of being empathic. Well, instead of the good side, yeah, we all feel those. And we have to, like, kind of we feel the bad emotions, but if we're empaths, we also feel the good ones. So let's focus on that side, you know, and sort of protect ourselves from the bad side, right? And go on from there. I don't know. That's the duality of all those emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ron. So I know you have a special treat for us, and it's a surprise for all of us. So we're super excited. But you're gonna channel for us.
Surprise for Ron too. He told us.
All of you to help you in this unfolding of now. I personally, Ron Schaefer, the first time, I have no idea what that's going to be. But, you know, this divine comes in and will allow us to experience whatever it is we need to experience. So all I ask of you is simply to sit back, relax, and simply open yourself to receive. This isn't about, you know, activating something that isn't already within you. Because this is what an activation is. It activates what's already there, your inheritance. And this is what we will activate today. This is not about you activating other aspects of them. This is about you activating the truth of who you are in this now moment. So we ask that you breathe deep now and let it out. Breathe deep and let it out. Breathe deep and let it out. Now we ask that you call forth to you the angels of peace and serenity, simply by setting the intention. Dear angels of peace and serenity, we call to you now. Please surround all of us, your divine wing. Encompass us in the peace of the divine. And we shall tone to assist. Now, as the beautiful angels of peace and serenity bathe you in their aquamarine light, we feel and call down the divine column, golden white light, to come down, down, down into the crown of your head, and down, 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 past the base of your spine, down into the fifth dimensional light core of Earth. We bring down the colors of gold, magenta, green, violet, blue, and allow these colors to permeate every cell, nerve, muscle, tissue, atom, particle, and subatomic particle of your being, filling you more and more. And as it fills you, feel the beautiful vibration as they permeate your cells, your nerves, your muscles, your tissues, your atoms, your particles, your subatomic particles, your memory, allowing this now to clear out all that no longer serves, all that is not the truth of you. Or my dearest ones, we wish to impart on you this. Our love. You are nothing else. How could you be anything else but divinity? Divinity is what created you. So divinity is what you are. Breathe deep. And now we ask that you see a beautiful blood red drill at the very base of your spine. And it drills down, down, down into the earth, deeper and deeper down, down into the earth. Going down to the fifth dimensional light core of Earth, where it now transforms into a blood red anchor. And now allow all that is not the truth of you to go down into the fifth dimensional light core of Earth. We will tone to assist. From that beautiful golden column of light, we call down the Christed light. This Christed light fills every cell, nerve, muscle, tissue, atom, particle, subatomic particle, and memory engram of who you are, filling you with love, light, truth, illumination, clarity, and ascension. Healing for the divine highest good of all. Breathe deep once more. Breathe deep once more. And now we ask that you enter into your heart space. Simply by breathing. Open the golden doors to your heart. Yes, beautiful. Oh, all of you, such beautiful hearts you have. Now, we enter into your heart space. There in front of you is an altar. This altar is filled with many idols that you hold, be it success, prosperity, all things of this world. My dearest children, what we ask you to do is to see a beautiful golden light surround your altar. As it does, know that all that is on it will be altered. And now it comes back clear, pristine, and beautiful. We now ask that you sit upon your altar. And as you do, place yourself within the light and know that you will be altered as well. Know that as you step into this light of golden Christed consciousness, your heart begins to open even wider to a dimension you have yet to see, yet to know, but can know now. You are free. You have always been free. Your chains that you see around you are made of nothing more than smoke and mirrors. And in this light, those chains fade away. Those thoughts that create a crown of thorns around your mind, made of nothing more than smoke and mirror. And in this light, it now falls. All that is not the truth of you falls away. There is no fight. It just falls away because it is not the truth of who you are. And now the Christ shall come and touch each one of your heart to help you to remember the truth of who you are. It is done. We thank you and know that you may return to this space whenever you believe you require it. I am you, you are me. I live within you, you live within me. All right.
Right.
Oof, that was amazing. Oh,
Amazing, truly.
yes, thank you so much.
Your toning is so high that we lose it, but I'm sure it still vibrates through all of us.
I feel
So,
it. Yeah, I totally feel it.
Yeah,
Like the
you feel
tingles
it.
all over my body. So
Yeah, I got-
amazing.
Yeah, tingles too. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
How's
was,
it? How is everybody feeling right now? Is everybody feeling good?
Yeah. Chris says, wow, incredible. The nice thing about this being recorded is you can go back and do that again and again and again. And that's another one you want to put on your replay list because that was just an awesome connection. Do we know who we're connected to, Ron? Did you know?
Well, there was a little, really, the whole beginning of that was Kuan Yin. It was all Kuan Yin, Divine Mother of Mercy and Compassion. She really just really just wanted to come forward. So like I said,
Oh,
I'm just
cool.
a messenger.
She's one of mine.
I just allow whoever wants to come through to come through. I don't really
Oh,
dictate it. I
awesome.
don't say it better be this or better be that. I just say whoever wants to come in,
Who-
come in.
Yes.
That's awesome. Deborah's saying, wow, so powerful. And Brenda Bradshaw was saying yes. And Veronica gives a thumbs up. Yeah. So that's what I said. It's so great. You can watch that again and again. And I will.
Yes,
Maybe.
absolutely. So if somebody would like to get a hold of you, maybe to work one-on-one with you or whatever it is that you offer, can you share with us how to get a hold of you and what it is that you offer?
Oh, of course. Well, what I offer is called Miracle. I'm a miracle mindset coach, is what I've kind of coined myself to be. I work very closely with the Course in Miracles, and what I help people to do is I help them to hold a space for them to bring their light to their darkness, and to be able to help them through that at any given point in time through the spiritual principles of A Course in Miracles, as well as my own intuitive guidance. So whatever, channeled message may come through, or, tapping that we need to do, that's what we do. And so if you really are ready to take that deeper leap into changing your life for the better, then, please feel free to either come over to my Facebook page, which is just www.facebook.com/Simply Intuitive. It's all one word, Simply Intuitive. Or you can go to my website, which is super duper long, but here it is. It's www.Ron, R-O-N, Schaefer, SCHAEFER 27.wix.com/Akashic-records. So very long, but it's because it's a Wix website. So they just took my email, and I was like, oh, well, should have made a shorter email.
Awesome. That's very
It's
cool.
all, we put those links in the
We
comment
will.
page. So
Yes.
good. Yeah,
So
they're
people will be
there.
able to access them. That'll be awesome. All right. So I think that is it. I just want to thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing your gifts with us. And it's such an honor for me to be able to interview you and, to be able to kind of bring this circle to, complete the circle and be able to, I don't know, I'm still gushing, so bear with me. I'm going to gush for the rest of the day. But thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us. And Teresa has some announcements, I believe.
Yes, I have some announcements, but first, Ron, I want to tell you what I experienced during that. And I want to thank you and I want to thank Kuan Yin, because the gift that I received was being able to stop mourning California, which is where I lived for all my life until I ended up in Tennessee. And I've been mourning and trying to adjust and everything. It's all gone now. She actually removed that, and I feel like I was activated now to start the mission. For whatever reason, I was brought here to Tennessee. I feel like I was robed and made ready to do that now that all that rest is cleared out. So thank you, and thank Kuan Yin, and I'm just so excited about that. The announcements now, in just like 29 minutes, Kathy Homeyer's show, Nourish Your Multidimensional Body. And that is always an amazing show, so tune in for that. And then tonight we got the Cosmic Ascension Report with Janelle Cameron. You don't want to miss that. That's like 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And she helps us with knowing what symptoms we're going through. And then, oh, okay, I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm only ascending. Or, she helps us to see these things. And I love what she shows us. I want you to know that if you go to YouTube on Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, go and like our YouTube channel there, all of you. And that'd be nice. And go and like the Akashic Academy page. And also, you can leave a review there. And how do you leave a good review? You go and you say, before the Akashic Academy, or before I started watching all these amazing shows, blah, 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 and now that I'm watching them, my life is like this. So you see, you kind of just leave a nice, beautiful review there for all of us. There's folders there. If you go to videos, you can find folders for all the shows and catch up. You can binge watch any day that you feel the need to inside. And we also have a membership group that's $11.11 at the Akashic Academy. Membership group, it's a family, okay? You want to be with the family, so you want to join that. And now, who wants to hear who the winners are? Who shared the show out the most last week, and who gets the chakra work with Rhonda Elliott is Sherry McCartney. Woohoo, Sherry. Go, Sherry.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
whoever
Sherry.
shares it out this
Yeah.
week will get one of those amazing intuitive readings with Bex Marie. Good one. So share it out, my friends. Share it out, and we thank you so much. Get this message out there so everyone can experience Ron and that amazing activating meditation. Woo-hoo.
Yes.
So thank you all.
Thank you
Rhonda?
so much.
Thanks, Ron. Again, I apologize for sharing it to my own page first, but it's on the Akashic Academy now. Ron, I really want to thank you again for saying yes to the interview, and thank you, Bex, for being the interviewer and
Yay.
taking it home. And just a little note from my journal page. It says, take risks, be a boss, dream big, stress less, slay your day, keep moving, roll with it, stand tall, hustle and bustle, just breathe, and smell the roses. Blessings this week, everyone.
Have a blessed week.
Thanks again, Ron.
Namaste.
All my love.
All that love.